Wake up, wake up, wake up. I am your host, Chantel. What? Better known as Miss Recycle. And you are officially on the Wake Up and Smell the Coffee show. Infinity TV, baby. Let's get into it, okay? Today, we're going to talk about Gollum. All right? I ain't going to tell y'all. The situation is really, really crazy. The people or the things or the entities that we are up against, it's like beyond somebody's belief. I believe, most people wouldn't even believe these things are actually going on, okay? Because I didn't really believe it until I started coming across this information. So as I said, as I get it, I will share it with you. Y'all gotta excuse me, my hands is a little I'm eating and I'm trying to at the same time, but it's crazy because this information came to me and I'm like, I had to share it. Sometimes, like, when y'all don't see me on camera, I'm in the bathroom sharing it. I could be laying in my bed sharing some things. Like, I share it all the time, no matter where I'm at when it comes to me. So today we're going to talk about Gollum. And Gollum is like, you know what? Let me let a century glossy, excuse me, let me let Google read it to you because you fact checkers ain't going to be fact checking me. Fact check Ascension Glossary. Here we go. Listen.
Golem. Published by Ascension Glossary. Golems were created to collect the life force, sexual energy in people or to manage the NRG-centered tributaries of collecting energy from the planet and human beings.
Mm-hmm.
There seems to be a special kind of golem that works in direct alliance with sexual predator, energy for the sexual misery programming, as it maximizes the energetic yield by numbers of targets or inducing addiction towards the deviant levels of behavior that yield the numbers they want.
Addiction.
Their networks are heavily involved with various levels of pornography, strip clubs, sexual fetishes and perversions such as and especially child pornography and pedophilia. These entities feed on black magic reversals, so much of their playing field includes extreme levels of sexual depravity. Because sexual energy can be rapidly stolen by raping another, such as stealing orgasmic energy,
Listen.
This is prevalent in many forms of disconnected robotic sex, online sex, or hateful sex, such as with sodomy when used.
Did y'all hear what it just said? They're stealing your energy through rape, sodomy, and things like that, right? Because when a person gets raped, what happened? They become depressed, they become angry, they become mad. So this is the type of energy that they need. I told y'all about LOO energy. This is the type of energy that they need. So this is why they want to keep us depressed, especially the woman. If y'all just don't know, it's the woman's energy that they are trying to harness. Okay? And I'm talking not just from the woman, I'm talking from the male too, because the male has that feminine side. So they are harnessing the feminine energy that is coming from the male and the female, and they are distorting it. They're reversing it. They're just, oh my goodness, this is crazy. But I just need y'all to take a listen, okay? Listen, y'all. Trauma is what they feed off of. Fear is what they feed off of. They feed off of our fear. Haven't y'all seen, like, in the movies? You know what I'm saying? The monster goes after the person who's afraid, but the monster doesn't go after the person who's not afraid. Keep that in mind. Even when you're afraid, you still shouldn't show fear because that will cause the dog to chase you, right? Okay. Thank you. They are feeding off of our fear. So as long as we stay afraid, in that type of state of mind, this is how they're going to control. And it's all about mind control. But really, they're trying to control our memories because our memories is embedded in our DNA. That's another topic for another day. But listen, y'all. I want y'all to listen.
To humiliate another person into submission to the controlling entity in the Na for reasons of stealing life force. Through my observance, at this time, I have only witnessed males with this particular golem possession. Wow. Although females that work in the sexual industries are heavily implanted to pass the astral tags or implants to their customers
sells,
as the
doesn't
target.
it?
The male target is implanted to return repeat business to the strip club or pornographic provider and is possessed at the stage of sexual trance before the orgasm, where the possessing entity enters the vulnerable aura and steals the orgasmic energy.
Wow.
Usually, this is a repeated addiction to create extreme sexual distortions or induce other forms of addiction which can be harvested by these entities. Characteristics. Azazel hierarchy. Soulless being.
Mm.
References.
Soulless being. Did y'all hear that? Because anyone who is capable of doing these things has to be soulless. Okay? They have to be soulless because no one with the soul is capable of doing these things to someone. So you have to know that we are not wrestling with flesh and blood. Okay? We're wrestling against principalities. So that means like it's not the physical that we're fighting. It's not a physical person. Well, in a sense, people want to consider these things people. I don't know, but it's mainly spiritual. Okay, I don't want to confuse anyone because we are not like fighting the average people. Put it like this: we're not fighting the average people. You can call them aliens, you can call them lizards, you can call them draconians, or whatever you want to call them. Okay, all right. We are wrestling with principalities. These people have no principles. They have no morals. They have no values. So this is why they are capable of doing these things to us. All of this shit they're talking about, the Venezuela gangs and all this shit. Listen, if the shit really is happening, which I doubt, okay, this is some shit that they are trying to implant in our minds to make us think it's happening so that when some bullshit do happen, okay, we're gonna say, oh, it's the Venezuela gangs. Listen, no, 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 no. They are going to cause out of chaos. They will bring forth, what is it? Out of chaos, you bring forth a solution. It's a saying. I forgot how it go, but whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So that's exactly what they're trying to do. So they caused the destruction in order for them to bring in the solution, like they did with 9/11. Okay, they did whatever happened, right? Then they caused fear. They stirred us up, and oh, we need security, and we want this, and we want that, and so they gave it to us. So now when we go to the airport or whatever, we are going through scanners. Now when we travel through Canada, we now need a little quote unquote passport because we asked for these things out of fear. Out of fear. They are, whoo, baby. They working their magic, okay? They're working their magic, right? And I need y'all to go on Ascension Glossary and just tap in a little bit, y'all. Google any word that pops up in your head on Ascension Glossary and see what comes up. Because I'm telling you, I Googled Friday the 13th. That'll be my next one that I'm about to do. I Googled Friday the 13th, and y'all not gonna believe what came up. You know what I'm saying? This is all spiritual. Like I said, everything is tied to a network. All right. And it's all coming through your phones. I'm sitting here watching a movie with my children the other day. Listen, the phone actually sucked them up in the phone. What movie was that? Beetlejuice? Was it Beetlejuice when they all got sucked up into their phones, Mook? We was watching Beetlejuice, okay? They were all sitting there watching their phones, and Beetlejuice said something. He said something about what did he say? Something to yourself, and then they all turned the phones to themselves. And once they started looking into the phone, their faces got distorted, and they started stretching out, and they all just fell into their phones, and the phones fell on the floor. Come on now, they have the technology, right, to do a lot of things that can cause disruption in our brains, that can cause disruptions in our bodily functions, okay? And they know this. This is why they tried us with the shot thingy, right? Listen, because they have to do certain things, right? They have to inject certain things into you in order for you to be able to in order for them to be able to tap into your neurological system in order for them to play with it. Basically, that's all it is. It's like a video game. We're living in a simulation. They are in control. They control our food stock. They control the schools. They control the jails. They control the housing. They control the courts. But they're losing control. So don't get it twisted, right? They are losing control because we are waking up to the realization of what's really going on in this world, right? We've been asleep for a long time because we've been put under a spell. hypnosis or whatever you want to call it. So that's why I tell people, I tell my children especially, when you see the little circle thingy on the phone, or when you see somebody doing, don't look at that, don't watch that. Okay, when you see those circles appear on the phone, when you're waiting for something to download and things like that, don't look into that. Those are the type of things that can hypnotize you unbeknownst to you. You don't know this, but it can be done. It's called magic. And they're using it. They're using it on every freaking level. They got it from Aleister Crowley, who got it from another quote unquote deity. I believe it was Thoth, okay, who's supposed to have taught Aleister Crowley all of these things. So Aleister Crowley helped them with what's going on right now. All of the sexual misery, sexual abuse, pedophilia, the grids that were put up, the reversal grids, and things like that. You have your planetary grids. These is like, it's really, really real, y'all. This shit is really, really real. I cannot make this up. I can't make this up if I wanted to. All right? Because it's far beyond me. It's far what I ever imagined. If it wasn't for me going to that electrical class, baby, I wouldn't be in. Listen, Lord knows I hated math, and I joined the class because it was a free class, okay? And I love to do construction. I love to work with my hands. So I said, okay, let me go to this. Listen, it changed my life. Once I learned about ohm and how they measure electricity and things like that, a lot of those names are names after deities. They tell you in the mathematical equations when you're doing sacred geometry and things like that, they break it down to you that, it's electricity, okay? Electricity is what they are at war over. Electricity, electromagnetic energy, okay? And that's us. That's us. They are at war over us, over our consciousness, over our minds. So they are controlling our memories. This is why a lot of people become schizophrenic. This is why a lot of people go into the crazy house, because once they start remembering and once they see that you are remembering, okay, they want to label you crazy because to them, other people, you are talking crazy. A lot of the stuff that you're saying is crazy, but deja vu is real. So a lot of times when you're experiencing, excuse me, when you're experiencing certain things that may seem like you've done it before, you've been there before, that it actually happened. You was there. You did it. So it was a glitch in the system that caused you to remember, because you have to remember that our memory is embedded in our DNA, okay? They are seeking a certain type of blood type, right? Inky wants to impregnate a certain bloodline so that he can intermingle with it, so that he can mix it up, so that he can scramble it, distort it, okay? Because it's sacred blood. This is why they give the woman the ROGAM shot when she's RH negative, having a baby. At about 28 weeks, they want to give you this shot because they know that your body will reject that foreign object, that foreign substance, naturally, because it knows it doesn't belong. That gene is not supposed to mix with that gene, and your body knows that, woman. Your body knows that, okay? And it automatically rejects it. But Inky came up with a drug called ROGAM, that distorts your mind, your neurological system, and makes you think that that baby is a genealogical match. And your system, your immune system, does not fight it off and kill it. It now allows it to grow, and you now have a child, a seed of Satan growing inside of you. But naturally, your body would have killed that seed, and Inky knows that. So Inky had to go in the lab, mad science, okay, mad scientists, and think of a way for us to be able to carry his seed in our womb. Come on, that's some powerful shit, okay? That's some powerful shit to be able to do to a person. Ooh, listen. I can't make this shit up, y'all. And that's like really all I could say. I just wanted to come up in here and share this information with y'all because it's very important that we know these things, okay? It's very important that we know what's going on, because if we don't, listen, those who don't know their history is bound to repeat it. This is history. This is history right here because this is what's been going on for thousands of years. Thousands of years. Galactic wars. And that shit is real. If y'all believe that we are the only people in this earth, on this freaking planet, then y'all got a freaking problem. Okay? Because where did we come from and where did they come from? Where they came from and where did they come from before they came? Come on. Come on. Be realistic. Where did the bugs come from? There's so many species on this earth when it comes to animals and humans and things like that. So, listen, in the sea, you got the Leviathan family and, you know, the, what do they call them? Sirens, the mermaids, the mermans. That's a whole nother world. Like, if y'all really paying attention, y'all would know that that's how you get into outer space. This is why they don't want us in the water. This is why we need to make sure we learn how to swim. But if you know and realize that when you put your baby, your newborn baby in the water, they swim automatically. Instincts kicks in and they swim automatically. This is how, they say this is how, during the flood, those people were able to survive. A lot of those women were pregnant and they had their babies in the water. Okay? And those babies adapted to that water. They were able to breathe under the water. They were able to swim automatically. Come on now, I can't make this up. Physics, look at science. It will show you. See, a lot of the lies is covered in truth. We've been given our information in reverse. So what I need y'all to do is just reverse everything that you've been taught, and you will get the truth. Whew. I'm your girl, Chantel, better known as Miss Recycle, and you are officially on the Wake Up and Smell the Coffee show, y'all. I need y'all to wake up, wake up, wake up. It is time. Woo. Have y'all noticed they removed all the bells from the churches? I got to do one on that too. That's another topic. Oh my goodness. The hairs are standing up on my body, okay? They removed all the bells from on top of the cathedrals, the churches, because the sound of the bells warded away evil spirits. Now they give you what sound? The sound of purge. I know a lot of cities and states, right? On certain days, for some reason, the purge alarm is played every month at a certain date and a certain time. Same time every month, same day, I think it's like the first Wednesday, first Thursday. Every first Thursday or Wednesday of the month, they release the purge siren, okay? Now, y'all remember every day, we used to hear that bell go off. 12 o'clock noon, you hear that bell, okay? We don't hear them anymore. They removed the bells. I want y'all to look that up too. Look it up. How a crusade went about where they took all the bells off of the churches and the ones that they couldn't take off, they broke them, split them down the middle, baby, so that the frequency of that bell would not sound the same even if it was able to ring. Woo! Wake up, wake up, wake up. I love the Most High because I know the Most High love me, baby. I am one of his favorites, her favorites. I am one of the chosen, and I am one of the outspoken, and I will not stop. I will not stop because it is my job to wake y'all up. Wake up, wake up, wake up!